Hi, I'm Katie, and you know how people always say, don't fall for the bad boy? Well, let me tell you about my friend Claire. She didn't just fall. She nosedived, crashed, and landed right in the middle of a full-blown mafia dinner party. It all started with a classic damsel in distress moment. A flat tire. Of course, it was in the middle of nowhere, with rain pouring down like it was auditioning for a dramatic movie scene. And then, he pulled up. The car was a sleek, black machine. So shiny, it probably had its own mirror selfie collection. Out stepped a man who looked like he was carved from Italian marble and dressed by Armani himself. His name? Luca Romano. Black suit, silver ring, and eyes that held a dangerous glint. The kind of eyes that made you wonder if he was about to propose or make someone disappear permanently. And Claire, she was instantly smitten. I mean, can you blame her? He changed her tire, which is already a win, but he did it while wearing expensive leather gloves. The sheer theatricality of it was enough to make anyone swoon. Naturally, she had to ask the million-dollar question. So, what do you do for a living? He paused, a small smirk playing on his lips, and replied, I'm in logistics. Now, we all know that that's basically the universal mafia code for Dante. Ask any more questions unless you want to find out what the inside of a shipping container looks like. Claire, bless her heart, took it as a sign of a man with a mysterious, important job. Their first date was anything but ordinary. Forget a crowded restaurant.
Luca rented out an entire private rooftop.
The view was breathtaking. But what really caught Claire's attention were the two very large men in suits, standing discreetly in the corner. They weren't just bodyguards. They were human statues with earpieces. Even the pigeons on the neighboring rooftops looked nervous, like they owed Luca money. Claire didn't find it intimidating. She found it ridiculously romantic. It reached peak movie moment when he leaned in and whispered, If anyone asks, we met at the library. A library! As if. Later, he gave her a bouquet of the most beautiful red roses she'd ever seen. The romantic gesture was slightly undercut by the fact they were wrapped in a bank receipt from Switzerland, with a lot of zeros on it.
When she raised an eyebrow and asked, Is this normal?
He just winked and said, Only on Thursdays. By week 3, Claire wasn't just in deep. She was practically submerged. She started learning to speak in code. Let's get coffee didn't mean they were going for a latte. It meant we're being watched. Act natural. I need to pick up some groceries meant I need to drop off a package that we won't speak of again. It was like living in a spy movie, and she was loving every second of it. But here's the real twist in this whole saga. Luca never lied to her. Not once. He was surprisingly, almost alarmingly, honest about his career path. He told her everything, including the fact that his sweet little Nona, his grandmother, was the one who ran the weapons side of the family business. Apparently, she also bakes the most delicious cookies, often shaped like tiny pistols. Adorable, right? Claire embraced the drama with open arms. She started wearing sunglasses at night, just because she could. She'd whisper in elevators for no reason, and once, she dramatically said ciao to her dentist as he was about to start a root canal. She was in her element. Then came the proposal. It happened in a restaurant with plush, red velvet chairs and, tellingly, no windows. Luca got down on one knee, holding a ring box that probably had its own security detail. He looked into her eyes and said, Claire, I want you to be my queen, and maybe, occasionally, my alibi. She smiled, a long, thoughtful pause hanging in the air. The bodyguards held their breath. Finally, she looked at him and said, Only if I get my own bodyguard, and he has to be named Rico. And that's the story of how Claire didn't just fall for the mob guy. She became the mob queen. Now, she runs the charity branch of the Romano family empire. It's a very successful operation. They donate generously to orphanages and happen to own 3 major banks. So, Maybe the lesson isn't don't fall for the bad boy. Maybe it's if you're going to fall for the bad boy, make sure you're prepared to take over the business. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe for more. And let me know in the comments what you think Claire's Mob Queen nickname should be. See you next time.